Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're tackling a Leetcode problem called kth, smallest product of two sorted arrays. It sounds a little complicated, but don't worry, we'll break it down step by step. Alright, so what's the goal here? We're given two lists of numbers that are already sorted. Let's call them nums1 and nums2. We need to imagine making a giant grid of all possible products. By taking one number from the first list and multiplying it by a number from the second. Our job is to find the kth smallest value in that giant, imaginary list of products. Let's walk through this example to make it concrete. Nums1 has negative numbers, 0, and a positive number. Nums2 just has positives. As you can see, the products can be all over the place. For instance, -4 times +4 gives us -16. But 0 times anything is 0. Once we list out all the possible products and sort them from smallest to largest, we just count 6 spots into the list, and we land on 0. So 0 is our answer for this case. So what's the first idea that comes to mind? Well, we could just do what we did in the example, right? Calculate every single product, dump them all into a big list, sort that list, and pick out the kth element. But what if our lists each had 50,000 numbers? The total number of products would be in the billions. Trying to create and sort a list that big would take far too long. We definitely need a more clever solution. Whenever you see a problem asking for the kth smallest or kth largest element, a little light bulb should go on in your head. Binary search. Now we can't just binary search on the input arrays to find a product directly. That doesn't really make sense. Instead, the trick is to binary search for the answer itself. Here's the big idea. We'll define a huge range where our answer could possibly live. Say from a very large negative number to a very large positive one. Then, we pick a value right in the middle of that range, let's call it mid, as our guess. We then ask a crucial question. How many of the products are less than or equal to our guess mid? If that count is big enough, say, greater than or equal to kx, it means the real k-th product is mid, or something even smaller. So we search the lower half. If the count is too small, the answer must be in the upper half. We keep doing this, shrinking our search range until we zero in on the exact answer. This whole strategy hinges on one critical piece: being able to efficiently count how many products are less than or equal to our guess mid. This is the real heart of the problem. We can loop through each number in nums1, let's call it x6. For each x6, we then need to figure out how many numbers in nums2 can be its partner. The really tricky part is that when x is a negative number, the inequality sign flips if we divide by x fritz. We have to be really careful about that. Alright, here is the complete Python code that puts everything together. I know it looks like a chunk of code, but don't worry. It's really just two main parts: the binary search framework on the outside, and our clever counting function on the inside. We're about to break down each piece, so it all makes sense. First, let's look at the main binary search logic. We set up our low and high boundaries to define the search space for our answer. Then we start a loop. Inside, we calculate our guess, mid. We then call our counting function using mid. If the count of products is greater than or equal to k, we know that mid could be our answer. So we save it, and then try to find an even smaller valid answer by lowering our high boundary. If the count is too small, then mid can't be the answer, and we must look for a larger one by raising our low boundary. Now for the counting function itself. Its job is simple. Given a value, tell us how many products are less than or equal to it. It starts a total count at 0. Then, it loops through every number x in the first list, nums1. Inside the loop, it checks if x is positive, negative, or 0, and uses a different logic for each case to find its valid partners in nums2. Okay, let's look at the first case. When our number x from nums1 is positive, the math is straightforward. We need to find how many numbers y in nums2 are less than or equal to our value divided by x Brits. Since nums2 is sorted, we don't have to check one by one. We can use a highly optimized function, here called bisect right, which is basically a binary search, to find that count almost instantly. Now for the tricky case, when x is negative. Remember, when we divide by a negative number, the inequality sign flips. So now, we're looking for numbers y that are greater than or equal to our value divided by x Brits. Again, we can use a binary search, bisect left in this case, to find the index of the first number in nums2 that meets this condition. Once we find it, we know that it, and all the numbers that come after it, are also valid partners. And finally, the easiest case, when x is 0. Any product involving it will also be 0. So is 0 less than or equal to our guess val? If our guess val is 0, or any positive number, then yes, it is. In that situation, every number in nums2 is a valid partner, so we just add the entire length of nums2 to our count. If val is negative, then 0 is not smaller, so we add nothing. So how much better is this approach? It's way faster. The time it takes is determined by a few things. We have our main binary search, which runs a number of times based on the logarithm of the huge range of possible answers. Then, inside that loop, our counting function iterates through the first list. Let's say it has m items. And for each of those items, it does a binary search on the second list, which has n items. So we describe the time as big O of m times log n times log of the range. And the best part? We hardly use any extra memory, just a few variables. So we call that big O of 1, or constant space, which is incredibly efficient. Alright, let's wrap this up. We started with a problem that looked like it would require a massive number of calculations. The simple brute force method was just too slow. The key insight was to not search the arrays directly, but to binary search for the final answer. This transformed the problem into a new one. Can we efficiently count how many products are less than or equal to some value? We solved that by looping through one array and using binary search on the other, paying very close attention to how negative numbers change the rules of the math. I hope that breakdown helped make this problem a lot clearer. If it was useful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more tutorials, and feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. And hey, if you're feeling extra generous, there's always the Boba Fund. Keep on coding, and I'll see you in the next one.